Hey, in this we're going to go over geometric sequences and how to find terms and the ratios and just sort of work with them. So a geometric sequence is similar to an arithmetic sequence in that it is just a set of numbers. It's going to just be t1, t2, t3, and on, all the way to tn. Now, the difference here is these numbers are going to be something like, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and on. So instead of it being a common difference, what we have is a ratio. So we see that here t1 is just 1, and t2 is 2, and t3 is 4. So what we actually notice is that this is actually just t1 times some ratio. And this is t1 times the ratio twice. So if we keep going down, what we find is that Tn is actually just going to be T1 times the ratio n minus 1 times. So like in the arithmetic sequence, it's n minus 1 because when you have the third term, you've only multiplied by 3 ratios. So the nth term, we multiply by n minus 1 ratios. Okay, so that's kind of nice. Well, what if I wanted to find the ratio? Let's say I have the ratio and I want to find the ratio and I just have all these terms. Well, I could just take two terms and divide them, right? So if I have t3 and I divide it by t2, well, if I look at this equation, I have t3, well, that's t1 r squared divided by t2, which is t1 times r. And that's just, those cancel, and the r cancels one of them, so I'm just left with r. Well, that's good, but I want to find it numerically. So let's go here, and we have t3, that's 4, and I have t2 underneath it, which is 2, so my ratio is 2. But we can check this with any of them. So if we use t6 and t5, so r is t6 over t5, then that's 32 divided by 16, so it's 2. So it doesn't matter which two terms we use, so long as they're side by side, we'll always get the right ratio out. So now we've got a definition for our general term, and we can essentially go through and find various types of problems like, you know, what if I had, like, I want to find t to the fourth. Like, what is this? Right? And all they say is t1 equals 5, r equals 2. Well, if I go to tn, well, tn here is t1 r to the n minus 1. Okay, so t4 is then t1 here, 5. My ratio is 2, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So that's 5 times 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. And that's 40. So T4 equals 40.